G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for episode number 22 of our Chaos Ray Warlock. Today's episode is going to be a short one because during the week I went and had a life instead of recording episodes, so all of my pre-recorded stuff is gone, and I've got about an hour and a half before this is supposed to be live. So tonight we're going to have two episodes, just so you don't have to watch this at 320p. However, that does mean this one's going to be a little bit shorter. And look for the next one at the end of the time that this one is up. Last episode I said, hey, we got to level 75, and you know what that means? Nothing! Actually, there was a lot of gear waiting for us at 75, and we're going to go through that quickly. Now, I've already been through and replaced all of the components on, well, replaced some of the components on the cheaper to replace ones. So we're putting the level 75 Ligorian's Corruption on. We're putting a Harmonious Cronley's Signet on. This is to cover resistance holes, and also because, well, this particular ring has no resistances at all. So we're picking up some extra resistances on that. And I'm putting on this Warding Fleshwarp Plate Mail of the Eagle, because armor, basically. And it's just a good item. So, we're chucking that on. You'll also notice that I have updated the illusions on this, and the only thing left to do now is to grab that chest component there. I didn't want to make another one of these because they're kind of expensive, so I'm just going to shove that one on there for now. And that gives us all of our resistances solved, and I don't need any of these anymore. Now, the Fetten Mask here is also at level 75. Unfortunately, though, yeah, it destroys our bleeding resistance. Looks like it's just bleeding, but also poison and acid is no longer actually capped with that helmet on. So I'm going to hang on to this, and if I can put it on later at some point, I will give it a shot. But otherwise, it's unlikely. Okay, so we were up to Fort Ikon. Looks like I still have to get the ashes as well. So let me go ahead and bank this, and we will get underway. I may as well sell those other things as well. Okay, so ashes, first up. Astrakhan Valley, I think, is the closest, but even if it isn't, there is a totem here, which you can see directly from the Rift Gate, and it is exactly where I was hoping it was going to be. So we're going to do that on the way, and then we will go and collect the ashes. So let's just clear the area out before we pop totem. That'll do us. Alright, we got some bugs, we got some wendigos. I think we're okay here. Let's just use the mirror anyway, just because. And we've also got the goop on the ground that resets all your cooldowns, which is incredibly annoying, especially because it takes a second or two to notice it. Alright, what do we get? We got a legendary amulet, which we're not going to use, but actually isn't horrible. And we got the Spark of Altos, which, again, we're not going to use it, but it's not horrible. Also, that chill or slow or whatever that was lasted way too long. Alright, I see you there, Deshigu Chillblain. Chillblain? Yep, okay, that's his name now. Oh, and he's got a healing friend with him too. Lovely. So, I gotta remember to use the Soleil's Malice, Soleil's Flame here too, on bosses, because it has Resistant Shred on it, which is definitely something I want. Alright. Now, this little section can be a little rippy sometimes. There are enemies in this area. I think it's a Storm Bearers here. But one of the ones that have a yellow name anyway, that lightning can actually put a pretty big dent in your health bar. So if your resistances aren't maxed, consider maxing them. Although they definitely should be by now. Alright. Now, a lot of this stuff in here, you can just skip it. You can kill it, you can skip it, doesn't really matter. What levels are we looking at? 78. I mean, it's ultimate, it's pretty much going to be character level +2, +3, something like that. And we can push on a bit. So this area does have a totem. It is an ancient undead totem, which can be a little rippy at times, but I think we can handle it. Just drop a sigil there. Why? Don't know, it's not going to kill anything, it's just going to make them mad. Alright, hidden loot, always fun to pop it. We have actually got a blue item out of it this time, which I'm not going to use, but, you know, it's fun. And is that my totem coming up ahead? Should be able to see it by now. It may not be there this time. Yeah, I'm going to say there's no totem here this time. It's going to be on the next floor, I think. Should be like here-ish. That's alright. Didn't want the ancient undead totem anyway. Just going to slow me down. Alright, we can skip through a lot of this stuff. I'm probably still going to kill a lot of it as well, but honestly, the things in here, you don't need to kill them, there's no MIs you need from them. The chance of getting something that's actually worth picking up is very low. So basically you're just getting XP and iron bits, which are both things that are nice to have, I guess. Okay, floor number 2. This is where the Archon's ashes are, where the remains or whatever it is we're here to get. Ashes of someone or other. Where are we? Slay the Chosen, guarding the ashes. Ashes of what? Doesn't say. That's fine. We'll just continue floating through here. And it's probably a decent amount of things following us now, so it'd be worth blowing them all up. This floor is kind of windy, so that you end up sort of doubling back a lot, which means a lot of the things that will chase you from the start of the zone are still going to be chasing you at the end. This guy here, Blade Maid. I think I saw him throwing lightning at me. Regardless, there's something in here that throws lightning, and it can hurt. Void Harbinger? Not what I'm interested in right now. But Void Harbinger is a Chaos Vitality thing. And I probably should have used that a long time ago. Alright, let's go kill the boss here. Oh, we've got the invisible door bug. There we go, sorted. Okay, so the green stuff is me, the red stuff is not me. The pink lightning is me. And we should just be able to stand here and tank and or blow him up. Let's just use the mirror now anyway. It'll be back before I have anything else to fight. And boom goes the dynamite. So we got actually 2 blueprints. Got the ashes we were sent here for, and Bartholem's gavel, which one day I'm going to make a build around that. Not today, but one day. Let's grab all of our loot. Check how we're doing for time. And be on our way. Now, I didn't need to go through that door because the first thing I'm going to do is open the map and rift up to Fort Ikon. The Devil's Crossing, sorry, not Devil's Crossing, the Death's Vigil questline, for me, I usually end it about here. I think we get the ashes, we go back, we do the ring event or the waves in the basement, and then they send us into the sort of the back end of what's that place called? Over here. Back end of Eastmarsh. Which is a very long run for a quest that's kind of The rewards, in my opinion, are not worth the distance that they ask you to run for them. So I generally skip that quest. You can obviously do it if you wish. But yeah, it's a long run for not much benefit. Alright, that's a lot of green stuff. That's a lot of stuff I'm going to sell and turn into bits for use later on re-rolling set items. Okay, and we can skip the stuff out the front here. Alright, Fort Ikon prison? Armory. I have a little bit of Aether resistance. I think that should probably be enough. So I'm not going to worry about getting potions for the walking tank at the end of this dungeon. If your resistances are kind of at the cap and not really over them, I would say you probably should go and get some resistance potions. However, it's probably not going to be an issue. He does tend to die fairly quickly. And as long as you dodge the meteors, you should be able to tank everything else, no problem. Alright, so free dynamite. Everybody loves free dynamite, and there's the chest we've been sent here to get, so marked as a star on the map up here. There's our quest item, the Legion supplies. Grabbed our free dynamite that's always there. And now we'll just kind of be on our way. How is actually my reputation against the baseline ethereals? We're kind of getting there. Usually I'll end up getting Nemesis with the baseline ethereals, maybe not last, but usually quite late. And with skipping Elite as well, it's going to be even more late. Because you get all of these ethereals at the end of Act 4, as well as, you know, all of Act 1, all those ethereals you just don't kill in Elite. So you're not getting negative rep for them. Alright, Possessed Archmage, down he goes. That's actually really low damage on that ability. Alright, so, like I said, the only thing you really need to worry about for Lucius here is his Meteor Storm, or Meteor Shower, or whatever it's called. Dodge that, and you'll be fine. So, with that said... So, throws balls at you, next should be the flamethrower. The flamethrower used to actually shred your Aether resistance, apparently it doesn't anymore. And that's fine. There's the Meteor Shower. Does now Sunder as well. So you definitely want to miss that. And otherwise we just blow him up. Yep, hollow victory, but you're still dead. And we've got a whole bunch more loot to get. Now, you can rift back to Fort Ikon now, or go back to the Death's Vigil now. But I prefer to blow up the gate here first. Why? Actually not sure, you have to come back here anyway. But I'm gonna do it. So that's about it. It's probably one of those things where I've been doing it for so long now that it's just kind of habit. Okay, we'll go turn this in. I'll get to you eventually, I promise. Turn this in, we'll turn in the supplies. Now, with the supplies, for this character, Homestead is already at Revered. So when I turn these supplies in, I'm going to lose Revered and go back to Honored, because you get negative reputation with Homestead. But I'm going to gain reputation with the Black Legion, which is, in my opinion, much more important. So let's just go ahead and do that. If you prefer to lose a little bit of rep with the Black Legion and gain rep with Homestead, there is actually an NPC in Homestead that you can turn these into, and it's basically the opposite. You get Homestead plus reputation, and you get Black Legion minus. I value Black Legion reputation way higher than any others. I'd probably put it at the top as the most important. Alright, let's get rid of these, and then we'll go turn in the quest with the Death's Vigil. There we go. And fix the camera because it's going to bother me. Right, what do we got? Necropolis, ignore the emissary. I should go and talk to Calderos at some point too, just to get rid of that quest. But that can wait for a little bit. That's not where I want it to be. I want Sora's Bastion. Okay, so we have a kind of like a wave event where they lock you in the room and throw waves of enemies at you. That's going to be the next quest for these guys. And then, as I was saying earlier, the quest after that, they're going to send you to the arse end of nowhere, and I'm not going to do that. So, I will assist you in the ritual, no problems. Hopefully your door will actually open instead of just looking like it's going to open. There we go. Just got to give it a sec. Magical invisible doors. How do I not pick that up in normal? You know what? I bet I didn't do this quest in normal because I didn't have the reputation. Okay, let's just begin this. Let's just go ahead and start. Now, I know I said that the Sigil of Consumption is not the Inquisitor's seal, and that's true. But if you put it underneath your feet, then a lot of these idiots will come over and stand next to you to hit you anyway. Okay, priests have got to go first, obviously. And then we've got all these revenants, and now we're going to start getting the hero-type monsters. So this one's just called Death Revenant, which is interesting. Priest. Priests die first. And then we get the skeletal monstrosities, just because it's in my face. And then I think we get one more wave after this. Yep, just in time for me to run out of energy. So we get Valavan, the Wandering Soul, and we also get Noviria Stormfire. And she is going to sunder us, which is not what I want to see. Also, that loot is not what I want to see. And that blue goop is not what I want to see. Honestly, just someone poke my eyes out. I don't want to see any of this. Alright, there's got to be one more running around. No, doesn't look like it. Okay, yeah, we're done. Alright, awesome. Do we get a quest complete here? Nope. We did also pick up 76 at some point, which means we get 2 more points in possession, and that gets us 2 more % damage absorption there. That flat chaos damage, I really wish we were using an attack that could actually make use of that, but I don't think, yeah, nothing we do actually uses weapon damage. Even Doombolt, when we eventually get it, is not going to use weapon damage. So that flat damage is completely worthless. Okay, ritual's complete, and we got ourselves a gun. I don't know what happened there, I didn't hit that button, but okay, sure. There we go, and I'm just going to change that. Okay, next up, let's go ahead and leave so we can use our rifts again. And we are heading for the Necropolis. So I'm kind of wondering at this point if my good friend Loxmir is going to be home this time. It is ultimate, so I think she has like a 50-50 chance of being in this coming up area just out here. So if she is there, we'll see if we can kill her. Or him, I'm actually not sure. But Loxmere, probably one of the most infamous non-nemesis nemesis bosses. And I keep trying to find her and then failing. So I think the last character I played that I actually found her on, I think, was the Death Knight. So let's see if she's home today. I'm pretty sure you gotta go for a little ways before you find her spawn point. But she is over here on the right hand side. So we can just kind of slowly clear our way up there. Now I do want to leave myself room to retreat if I do find her, because Loxmere can be a little rippy, shall we say. There is a very good reason why people have been suggesting changing Loxmere into an actual nemesis. And it's because it's very, very dangerous. Alright, is it here? I think it's here. Just sort of over this way. Whoa, yep, here we go. Loxmere Night Mage. So, if you're not ready for this, you can already see the turtle's triggered. Now, granted, I am getting beat on by a whole bunch of extra stuff, and the beam keeps getting cancelled, which is not great. But you can definitely see the turtle shell has been triggered, so we went below half health. That means Prismatic Rage also went off. And I think I used the mirror twice there. Don't quote me on the twice. I don't really remember. It's all a blur. But that's Loxmere. And if that comes out of nowhere and you're not expecting it, say goodbye to your hero. Anyway, Loxmere has been handled. But even with all of the tankiness of this build, it was still a little sketch. I had to use a healing potion and everything. Good fun. Nice little carriage car of ethereals following us. I think we can get some XP here. Just clean them up a bit. Now, generally speaking, I hate these things. Well, not generally speaking, always I hate those things. But generally speaking, you can just run through that whole area. And as long as you stay on the left side, nothing's going to bother you. Loxmere will only spawn on the right-hand side, and as long as you don't, you know, go near her, there's nothing else in there that's particularly dangerous, as long as your fire resistances are up, because the bombs on the floor do kind of add up fairly quickly at times. Alright, so my totem is not there. Sad. It's probably back here, where I didn't check. What is that? It's slowing me down. Ethereal Harbinger's Presence. That's this thing. See, I knew there was a reason why I hated those things. You know what? I'm gonna kill this one. You guys can have a couple of sigils. You guys can have one too. Alright, Terraformer. This is part of the reasons why I hate them. You kill them and then they come back to life with a full health bar and you have to kill them again. Okay, there he goes. That's a trap. Yep, there he comes. That's another one of those things, you kind of get used to the shape. The ones that come to life as an abomination all have a very specific look. They're all the same, so once you kind of figure out which one it is, then you will always know when it's going to happen. And don't think you can just not kill them either. If you go near them, they'll pull themselves out of the ground too. Right, we don't need to go down there into that particular crypt because we don't need devotion shrines, so I'm just going to ignore that. You guys might have a new weapon for me. I don't, but they might have. And same for this devotion shrine up here. I'll probably do it just because loot, and because it's, I mean, it's right there. But you definitely don't need to. You can just walk past it. You! Mystic of Scorching, probably not. I think that's probably not going to be good. The main thing I want on those is the Vitality to Chaos conversion. So what do you got? 52% is actually not horrible, but the rest of the stats are not as good as what I already have, so we'll just turn it into bits. Right, Devotion Shrine. I probably could have just continued north here, and it would have been fine, but I did kind of say I was going to do this, so here we are. Alright, take these guys out one at a time, turn the loot off, cast a few extra sigils. Alright, that guy, he needs to go first. The tyrants, that is. Because I do not want them to be hitting me with the MI axes that I'm sure they have. Alright, let's calm down a little bit. Let's have a look at the loot. Actually, neither of them had an axe. Hungering Rifts on a belt. Sigil of Consumption. That might be something I want to look for later on, is skill points for Sigil of Consumption on rare items. Let's go this way. This is another one of the lore note series that I went out of my way to find them the one time. I had a good read of them, and don't really remember it because they're all over the place, and so I haven't been to collect them ever since. But I do remember they were kind of cool. Okay, take these guys out. Let's go ahead and throw button number 3 on you, Soleil's Flame or whatever it's called. And you get some as well. Forster Wrath sounds like a something a dragon would say from Skyrim. Okay, this guy needs to go, and so does his friend next to me. Because I'm pretty sure they are required to have, yep, Obsidian War Cleavers. Because they are heroes. I think only one of them did though, so maybe not. Definitely have a better chance. Yeah, there's one of them there. Superior. That's a bunch of flat fizz. And then there's percent fizz on there as well. Okay, Shattered Reality. Not really. Okay. Let's talk to Olgrim here. And... yeah. It took me long enough. So rude. Okay, yep, we got plenty of room for loot. I don't think I'm gonna need to wear any of that stuff. I think we're good until probably 80 something at least. Right. No blood wagon. It's unfortunate. So I'm coming over here to check for the Exalted stash, which I can never remember exactly where it is. I think it's... here it is. I think it's here. How do I know it's here? Because I just opened it. But I always remember it being over here in this little wedge. As long as I am here, I'm going to uncover the areas where the totems live, because then that way I can see all bar one of them from the rift gate. And that is a thing that I want to be able to do. I want to kill this guy first. Turn the loot off. And then I want to kill these guys. Well, all of them. Okay, that is 77. So 2 more points in possession. What do we get? Nothing I think I want. There's Void Touched, which is actually potentially problematic. Even with horrible affixes, it still comes with bonus to fizz damage and flat chaos on it as well, so those things can be quite painful. So this game is notoriously rubbish at playing Jenga, and it looks like I'm not hugely better. Alright, I see one of my meat wagons is over there on the side, so I'll head over there. Also, like I said, revealing the Fog of War there, because that's where I'm going to find a totem at some point. So, one here, one here, one up here, one over here, and then one way over here. I especially like with this build that I can just stand in packs of monsters like this, do nothing, and just watch as they slowly die. I mean, I did put Sigil on the ground there at the start, but I didn't have to use the beam. I always enjoy builds where you can somewhat semi-AFK destroy packs. That was the reason why I loved the Aether Death Knight so much when I first started playing. Because you can just stand in a pack and things hit you, and then Spectral Wrath retaliates, but it counts as an attack rather than a retaliation type thing. And so it triggers all of the procs you have that are on attack, and you fill the screen with green fire, and it just looks really cool, and everything dies, which is always fun. Alright. Let's just kill these guys off. One more wagon, I think. Yep. And also Lucius Blood Boil here. I don't know if Chaos Beam counts as, like, making your blood boil, but there's probably a clever joke in there somewhere about that. I'm just not smart enough to make it. Okay. Last wagon, I think is going to be over here or down here, but I don't know. I'm notoriously bad at picking where these things are. So I'm just going to run around until I eventually find it by accident. The main reason I came over here is, well, one, the blood wagon can be here, but also there's a totem that lives here. And I just wanted to make sure I could see it. So then later when I'm farming totems, I can come here and I don't have to go looking for it. Are we here? There it is, yep. Beautiful. Okay, wagons are dead. I'm gonna somewhat cheat here and just rift back there. And I'm going to cut this episode out here. We're coming up on half an hour. For those of you watching as this comes out, go ahead and check at the end of this video while you're watching this. I should have the next video out and ready to go. For those of you who are watching this in the future, when this series is finished, just go ahead and roll into the next video. So thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.